Hey, it's Wargamer Shawn here. I'm bringing you the Red Waaagh today, Sanctus Reach. And I guess it's going to end up being part one of the Sanctus Reach because it looks like they're coming out with a box set at the beginning of the next month in August that will have the orcs in it from Sanctus Reach, as well as the Space Wolves, which I'm guessing is the next codex, which maybe they're going to tease us with for a whole month like they did with the orcs, where they keep releasing a little bit at a time. Who knows? Anyway, I wanted to discuss a few things today about it. A lot of it is like a campaign mode kind of game, so you can play the campaign, and the rest of it kind of has some planetstrike updates, which is back from, like, I think 4th edition. Still, I don't think they've produced a new one, but there's some updates to it, so that actually applies to more than just these two armies, but anything that wants to do a planetstrike campaign. The main thing I'm going to talk about is the formations that are in this book, so things that add to mainly the orcs, but also a few other things. The first formation I'm going to go through is Adamantine Lance, which is actually an Imperial Knight formation. And basically you have 3 Knight Paladins or Knight Errant in any formation. And the special rules are Lance, Shield, and Sword. So as long as they're within 3 inches of another Knight, Knights from this formation reroll saves from their Ion Shield. And furthermore, as long as they begin the assault phase within 3 inches of a Knight, the Knights from this formation can reroll their charge distance and inflict D3 Hammer of Wrath hits instead of just 1. So it's a nice little bonus to Imperial Knights. Not necessarily that they really needed it. I think having 3 of this formation, wow, it would be god awful. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, being able to reroll shields hits would be harder to take them down, and D3 Hammer of Wrath attacks, owie. Anyway, it's a good formation. The next one is the Steel Host, which is the one that I actually already reviewed that was in the White Dwarf episode, or issue. It's 1 tank commander, 3 Leman Russ squadrons, 1 Hydra, and the tank commander and all vehicles from this formation within 12 inches of the tank commander have preferred enemy special rule. That's pretty nice. It's a good one for IG. There's a Rampart detachment, and that is one platoon command squad and 2 Bullygrin squads. And basically the special rules are counterattack, fear, and fearless, which is nice. Basically each Bullygrin squad must have at least 5 models. The friendly infantry models that are partially obscured by models in this formation receive +1 to their cover save, so they get an even better cover save. I guess this is kind of a way to push the Bullygrins. I actually like their invuln save option better than the shield that kind of gives cover saves, in my opinion. The next formation is the Gorkanaut Crushing Crew, and that's 3 Gorkanauts. And basically, at the start of each game turn, look up the current game turn number, and all models in that formation gain the special rule listed on the table. So turn 1, there's nothing. Turn 2 is Furious Charge. Turn 3 is Furious Charge and Hatred. Turn 4 is Furious Charge, Hatred, and Shred. I mean, it's kind of neat, kind of gimmicky. I don't know. I mean, it's nice you can run 3 Gorkanauts and not take up a heavy slot. Although I'd rather see a Morkanaut one than a Gorkanaut one, because I just don't think Morkanauts, that gun is that good, in my opinion. Mograk's Boss Boys is another formation. That's 3 big mechs and 1 war boss and 1 weird boy that has to be mastery level 2. And the special rules is Big Mech Mograk. The controlling player must nominate 1 big mech in this formation as a warlord who's Mograk. And Mograk always has the cunning but brutal special warlord trait. And the other special rule is very cunning. Before deployment, the controlling player can nominate up to D3 friendly orc units. These units gain acute senses and outflank special rule. The controlling player also adds +1 to any attempts to seize the initiative. So that's pretty good. You can get +1 so you're rolling on a 5-up or a 4-up if you're fighting against a Lord of War. So that's kind of nice. It's not bad. I think that is it for formations. Like I said, there is some updates to planetstrike in an appendix starting on page 104. I really like it. They actually have a planetstrike detachment. So basically the planetstrike defender detachment versus the planetstrike attacker detachment. With the defender detachment, you get 9 troops versus 6 troops for the attacker, and you can have up to 3 HQs for both sides. You can have 6 heavy support for the defenders and 3 for the attackers, but you can have 6 fast attack and 6 elite slots for the attacker versus only 3 and 3 for the defender. And then there's different command benefits for the attacker. Ideal mission commander, you can re-roll the result on the planetstrike attacker warlord table. And invading battle force, once in each of your turns you can choose 1 unit before making any reserve rolls, and you can choose to pass or fail a reserve roll for that unit automatically, and it must still, so basically you can help bring something in from reserve. Or you could keep it off, I guess. It automatically comes on turn 4 though. Offensive strategy, if your primary detachment if this is your primary attachment, you have +1 stratagem to spend when you're using planetstrike stratagems. The defenders, they have an ideal mission commander, so you reroll the result of planetstrike defender warlord trait table. And the defender battle force, basically you can choose to pass or fail reserve rolls, basically so you can help get 1 unit in each turn. And if your primary detachment is from this, you get +1 stratagem points to spend when selecting planetstrike stratagems. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a nice little bump and help out to planetstrike. And there's some planetstrike mission tables, and there's defender warlord traits and attacker warlord traits. The attacker one, you've got Siegebreaker, which is the warlord rerolls failed rolls when charging buildings or gun emplacement. Then Burner of Worlds, you can make 1 additional firestorm attack. Fortress Destroyer, all of his shooting attacks from the warlord have armor bane. Master of Timing, your warlord and his unit can choose to reroll any of their reserve rolls, whether they pass or fail. And Lord of Precision, friendly units that deep strike within 12 inches of your warlord roll 1 fewer d6 dice to a minimum of 1 d6 when determining how far they scatter. And then Strategic Attacker, +1 stratagem points to spend on selecting stratagems. And then the defenders have Protect the Worlds. All friendly units within 12 inches have Stubborn special rule. That's good. And then Fortress Commander, while embarked inside a vehicle, building, embarked inside a building, the rolls made against the building on building damage table suffer -1 penalty. This is cumulative with other modifiers. Lord of Ambush, you have Acute Senses special rule, your warlord and his unit. All of your warlord's ranged weapons and all the ranged weapons of a unit he is with have Interceptor special rule. That's pretty nice. It's really nice, actually, especially for things coming in from reserve. Counterfire Master, your warlord and all his friendly units within 12 inches rerolled failed to hit rolls when making Overwatch shots. It's also nice. Strategic Defender, +1 stratagem points to spend on selecting stratagems. And Attacker and Defender stratagem, they have their own stratagems. I'm not going to read through all of them, but if you're interested, I definitely would pick up the book, especially if you like playing planetstrike, because I think this is good. It's got some missions in it. I think it's good for that. So there's a couple of things, there's some formations, there's the campaign, there's planetstrike. So I think this books worth picking up. I like orcs, and so I wanted to get it, but I think it's worth, even if you don't play orcs or Imperial or Astra Militarium. So anyway, that's the end of the Red Waaagh book. If you can leave comments if you have questions below. Hopefully this helped out, and I will chat at you later. This is Wargamer Shawn.
Goodbye. 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 Bye-bye. Goodbye. See ya. Bye for now. Bye for now. Goodbye. I like bottoms.